Hello, hello, hello. Water Polo Wednesday, back at it again. He's Wes.
He's Clay.
Water Polo Wednesday. we're on the other side of another fantastic weekend of water polo. A lot of big wins and upsets, some movement in conferences, and of course a jumbled middle per usual. If you are listening on YouTube, which you definitely are, please do subscribe. Every subscriber does help support the channel. So if you're invested in what we're trying to do here to help grow the sport, you could do the simple task of hitting the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you much, zero exactly. But if you want to drop $1, you can on YouTube click join to become a member of our YouTube channel. And that is not just a financial way to support the channel, $5 a month. It also gives you something back, which is exclusive access to a consolidated view, link to all the scores and all the links to the stats of those games for you who are wanting to drill in a little bit deeper onto the analytics side of things. With that, we'll move forward. Wes, what do you got in store today?
Well, a couple of cool updates on the member side of things. We are going to be doing a live stream of the WCC Media Day conference. We will be hosting Media Day for the WCC here on Water Polo Wednesday YouTube channel for members only on Sunday. It'll be published and released later in the week. As was last year, we're also going to be doing conference breakdowns with an interview from each conference, one team from each conference. Other than the WCC, we'll have all the teams. Additionally, during conference championships, this will be just available to everybody. We are going to be doing another version of College Polo Live. Hopefully it goes better than the last one. I will be in Colorado for the WCC. That'll be on ESPN+. But Clayton and I will give you the breakdown of the upcoming semifinals from around the country on College Polo Live stream live on our Water Polo Wednesday YouTube. You won't want to miss it, as we're going to get through. There's semifinals, which are big games for each of these teams going forward. So we're really excited about that. Be sure to tune in for more updates. We'll share all the details as we get closer. But Clay, it's November. It's November. It's November. It's November. This season, it's November. The regular season, we're basically in the last week of regular season for almost every team. This is an unbelievable time. So things are starting to become a little more clear, though we thought certain things were true and they ended up not being. And we're gonna walk through what that looks like.
Some things were true. They weren't. Yeah, they weren't. Go figure.
They weren't. And they were, and then they weren't. Final scores here. Clayton, take it away.
Final scores: LMU tops Cal Baptist 17-13. Big win for Coach Carrasco there.
Go Lions, baby! First time in a long time. Go Lions! You took down Faith Waits in water polo.
Yeah.
Huge win for the Lions.
Yeah, I haven't heard Wes say "Go Lions" in a minute, so this is a big culture shift for
Shout out
to
my dad program. On that one.
Absolutely,
that's a real Go Lions moment.
Long Beach State tops UCI in a nail biter, 13-12. Harvard topples Brown, 13-10. Fordham shuts down Princeton, bit of a high scoring affair, 18-14. USC finally knocks down Cal, 12-9. UC Santa Barbara takes out UC Davis, 16-13. UCLA manages to eke out a third victory to Stanford, 13-12.
Down 3 with 2 minutes left.
With 2 minutes remaining. That has been a theme for this Stanford UCLA matchup all season. Stanford being up in the fourth by multiple goals and UCLA making their way back. Really just incredible show.
Look at this board. Harvard, who lost to Brown in semifinals last year at North Atlantic, taking down Brown for the second time this year. LMU just took down CBU. That is a culture shift win, I call it, as you said. I think that's a great way to put it, Clay. That was not planned. Beautiful. Long Beach beating UCI. UCI on the rise. They're playing really well. I'm going to show you some stats that are kind of sure shocked me. Fordham knocked around Princeton up 7 at one point. Knocked them around. Like, this game ended up being 4 goals. They were up 7 in the second.
In the earlier matchup, there was like one goal game for a lot of it.
Right. And Fordham solidifies they are going to be the 4 seed at minimum going into the NC2A tournament. That is done so long as they win their conference, but not so fast. They did play Navy. We'll talk about that in a second. USC, big win, as you said, their first win over Cal. Man, are they are fun to watch right now. Santa Barbara beats Davis, who has been the number 6 team in the country for weeks. And UCLA beating Stanford late overcoming a 3-goal deficit in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, going all the way to sudden death overtime. Incredible. What a weekend. Just
Golden goal, they call it.
What, I don't care what they call it. Whatever.
Final scores, part 2. Well, the highlight here is on the wrong side, but Pepperdine topples UCI 12-10 on Alumni Day. Go Waves. 14 then topples Navy 16-14.
Navy's dangerous, Clay.
Look at that. 16-14 to Navy.
Navy is dangerous.
Yep.
Do not count them out. What I would have said is Fordham's got this conference locked up. We're going to interview Navy during conference championship week. I am pumped for this conference championship. This is not guaranteed by any stretch for Fordham.
Nope. UCLA again against Cal, 18-12. It's a healthy gap there. USC beats Stanford 14-9. That was another big opportunity for Stanford to get another win there. Didn't. Pacific beats CBU 14-11. We're getting into this, that top tier of the WCC. And San Jose State then beats Air Force 14-9.
At Air Force. I think that's an important game for them. We'll talk about why. Pacific beating CBU, some implications there. Pacific guarantees themselves the 1 seed at the WCC tournament and the regular season champion. They may be a co-champion. We'll talk about that in a second, but they have guaranteed themselves the number 1 overall seed in WCC. They will get the bye in Colorado Springs or wherever Colorado Springs where Air Force is, at Air Force in a couple of weeks. USC was down 6-3 at half and went on a 6-1 third quarter run. I mean, holy cow. All right. UCLA dominant versus Cal. And again, Fordham and Navy, good game there. So unbelievable weekend of game. I had 3 games going at one time. It was like, I don't know how, I was just trying to observe. The sound was on. It's great.
Sound is on in every single game. All right, we're going into conference standings, starting with the WCC. At the bottom, number 7, Air Force, 0-5. And number 6, Santa Clara, 1-3. Number 5, Pepperdine, 1-3. Number 4, LMU, 3-2. Number 3, Cal Baptist, 3-2. Number 2, San Jose State, 4-1. And at the top, Pacific, 5-1.
So here's what's crazy to me. Pepperdine, LMU, CBU, San Jose State, Pacific, with all due respect to Air Force and Santa Clara, I can see any of those 5 teams winning the WCC if they get hot.
Yep.
And that's kind of bananas to me. 5 teams just shows how deep. And right now, the RPI favors Big West. So credit to them. They've been better this year. But this conference is deep. And here's what's crazy for this. So San Jose State will become the co-champ with Pacific and get the 2 seed with a win against CBU this weekend at CBU. But if they lose and LMU beats Pep, San Jose State's going to drop to 4th. LMU with a win and a San Jose State win will get the 3rd seed. But a loss could drop them to 5th, pending other results. Santa Clara, with a win versus Air Force, would have the ability to move up to 5 with a win over Pep. So they'd have to beat Air Force and Pep. And Pep would have to lose to LMU. But if they lose to Air Force and Pep, they'd slide to 7th. And the 2 seed wouldn't get Air Force. So there's a chance here. Mind you, Santa Clara's got to go to Air Force to beat Air Force. We know how hard that is. The San Jose State guys were like, dude, after the first quarter, we were gassed against Air Force. We know how hard it is to play at Air Force. This could change everything. What we thought in Air Force, I mean, it still could be the case, but what we thought was Air Force would not get above 7th and the 2 seed would get Air Force. That may not be the case. Santa Clara's got to win to avoid that 2-7 matchup. And I'll be candid, if Santa Clara can win and they can slide to 5th, that changes the complexity of this conference hugely because there really isn't anything that's guaranteed at that point. So We'll see what happens, how this all shakes out. I'm so excited for this weekend of water polo. Like if last weekend was good, if some is good, more is better. WC standings totally in flux. I mean, I know the coaches are amped up. You know, we're all talking. It's been awesome. So here we go. Let's keep going. Big West.
Yeah, Big West standings. At the bottom, number 6, Fullerton, 0-4. Number 5, UC San Diego, 1-3. Number 4, UC Santa Barbara, 2-2. Number 3, UC Irvine, 2-2. Number 2, Davis, 3-1. And at the top, undefeated, Long Beach State, 4-0.
And this Davis loss to Santa Barbara was it kind of shook things up. So here's what's wild. Santa Barbara beat Davis. Davis beat UCI. UCI beat Santa Barbara. There's no transitive property. You can't say, well, Santa Barbara beat Davis, so they're better than UCI because Davis beat UCI. No, they lost to UCI. So we're back in this really weird situation that we had last year with the Big West, where the top team is winning games by 1 goal. Remember, UCI won every single conference game last year by 1 goal.
Yeah,
maybe it was 2, except Fullerton. And it's just completely jumbled up. Yep. San Diego probably going to end up 4th or 5th overall. 1 and 2 get a bye, so 3, 4, and 5 are all going to play that first game. That 4-5 situation is the unenviable first game. Like you want that 3 seed to play Fullerton. Maybe it's unenviable. Maybe if you win that game though, like feeling pretty good, tough matchup to start your conference play, and you get that out of the way. Versus and then you come in and you play a team that hasn't played a game yet in Davis or Long Beach. So that's a little crazy. Davis and Long Beach play this weekend. Winner take all, baby. The winner of that game gets first place overall. But if Davis loses to Long Beach, they could slide to 3 or even 4, depending on how things shake out. Because they lost to Santa Barbara. So if UCI beats San Diego and Santa Barbara wins their matchup this weekend, which they will because I think they're playing Fullerton, and Davis loses, well, they just lost to Santa Barbara. I don't know how it works with UCI because they beat UCI, so I don't know what the tiebreaker is. Couldn't find it on the website. It wasn't like easily accessible. Could even slide to 4, maybe 5. I think they would fall behind. I don't know how this works. I really don't. I'm trying to think about it. I don't know because they've all beaten each other. You're not going to flip a coin. But that 4 or 5 matchup is not the one. That's the one you want to avoid in the Big West. 3 versus 6, fine. 4 or 5, not good. That's tough. Long Beach gets a 1 seed with a win. They can't drop lower than 2 with a loss. So if they lose, they're still getting a bye. There's not a whole lot of benefit here for Long Beach other than potentially an easier, but I don't think the 2 and the 1 have any advantage because we know that 3, 4, and 5 are going to be some combination of San Diego, Santa Barbara, UCI for right now. Could be Davis. I don't think there's any advantage to being 1 or 2. Like that's not a big deal to me. Like because those are all tough teams to play. That any team can win that game. So the Big West,
consequential. It really doesn't.
Yeah. So the Big West, you got 5 teams who can all win a game.
If anything, we've seen that while it's difficult to decide where to place what team on a rankings basis, we have seen like good matchups between 2 teams. Yeah. So that's the only way that could really matter where you want to find yourself is if you know where your best matchup might land.
For sure. Yeah, that's fair. Now we'll talk about some matchups in a second. UCI and UCSB with a win. Sorry, that's an not updated slide there. So I didn't do that correctly. That's okay. I want to share something with you. These are Big West games versus Big West teams. Long Beach, 10.6 goals against on average in Big West conference play. Or just against Big West teams because they played each other out of conference. 12.83. Here's what's crazy to me. What was really, really surprising. UCI, 10.67 goals against. They have arguably...
Hang on. Say Long Beach's goals against real quick.
Sorry. Long Beach is 11.4 and 13.84. Yeah. UCI has the best defense. And we've been saying all year, where's their defense? So for whatever reason, you talk about matchups, UCI is just better against conference teams. They have the best defense from a goals against average of any team in the Big West. when playing Big West teams. That blew me away. So Zaid, for the goalie for UCI, the dude's a gamer.
He had a great game against Pepperdine this last weekend.
Dude's a gamer. Stepping up big. They're almost 2 goals better than Davis on defense. Now, mind you, they're 2 goals worse on offense. So I don't know where that goes. Santa Barbara, they're averaging a tie. 11.4, 11.4. That team is like, dude, if they're on, look out. They could very easily win their conference. If they're off, they could get blown out by 6. It's weird.
But they've arrived there after being on, I think, on the losing side of a few of those matches earlier in the season. So this is averaging up in their favor as they're peaking towards postseason.
Wolf and I were talking when they were playing Santa Clara, and he was saying, look, when we played teams a second time, he was using kind of goal differential and total performance of like, here's how many goals we've scored, here's how many goals against. He goes, look, we're closing this gap. We're continuing to improve. Good measurement, I think, to say, well, we weren't good in the beginning, and here's how much better we are. Is that a great measurement? It's not perfect, but no measurement is. That's just how he looks at it.
It's
it's a measurement, and it's relevant of like same teams are playing each other. So there you go. But I love this. I love the fact UCI, dude. I was shocked because they just, for whatever reason, they're just better in Big West play. And cool. Long Beach, they've got the best offense right now at second best offense at 13.8. Davis with the best offense at 14.67. But Long Beach's goals against is a full goal lower. So it'll be interesting to see.
I don't know who would have anticipated Davis
outscoring
the best offense of the conference.
I mean, looking at Long Beach's roster, you're going, how are you not averaging 15, 16 goals a game in Big West play? Davis is a little bit better at scoring. Long Beach a little bit better at defense. I mean, it's kind of surprising. Davis did not have a good game against Santa Barbara. Certainly an off day. I don't know if they overlooked it. What happened? Santa Barbara came to play. Davis didn't. They were up 3 in the third. And I think it was 11-8. And the game ended 16-14, if memory serves. Santa Barbara went on a 8-2 or 8-3 run from middle of third. It was 6-0 at one point. I'm like, oh my God.
Can you say that again, just in case someone was glossing that over?
Yeah.
Listening to this.
Davis was up 11-8. And I look at the score, I'm like, middle third, Davis up 11-8. I'm like, this is about how I thought this would go. I refresh. It's 11-9. Then 11-11. Davis was up 11-8. Santa Barbara went on a 6-0 run, if memory serves. So it was 14-11. And then it was like 2-2 the rest of the way. So 16-14 or 16-13 or something like this was the end result. I'd have to go back and look at the exact score. I don't know if you have that, Clay, in front of you. Let's see, Davis. Yeah, 16-13. So 8-2 run from the middle of the third on in a one-off game. That's a lot of goals, 8 goals in a quarter and a half like that. So not the best game we've seen Davis play, but it is what it is. And they'll have a shot. Look, it doesn't matter. Not really, because if they win their game against Long Beach, they still get the 1 seed. They really don't want to lose because they would drop. And if they drop out of the bye, that is not good. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens here. But overall, exciting, competitive conference. I love it. Some is good, more is better, baby. All right, keep going.
Big West. Nope. We just did
Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic standings. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, number 7 at the bottom, Mercyhurst, 0-10. Number 6, Wagner, 2-6. Number 5, Mount St. Mary's, 3-7. Number 4, Bucknell, who's 5-5. GW is at number 3, 7-4. Fordham, still number 2. They're not done yet, 8-0. And Navy's at the top, 9-2.
Yeah. So Fordham obviously hasn't played all their games yet. They'll wrap things up. They did beat Navy twice, so Fordham should finish top of this group, and it'll be at Mesmer. So Mid-Atlantic Conference Championships will be at Mesmer, advantage Fordham. But again, don't overlook Navy. I think they're playing well. I enjoyed watching their YouTube stream, so thank you guys for putting that on. We love Kiefer Black and that Navy crew, so we will have them on come conference championship week. So excited to see them. I'm stoked with the growth of Navy. I think all credit to Fordham for maintaining an elite standard here. I think they are bringing up the level of play in that conference, and Navy is responding. Obviously, George Washington beat Santa Barbara this year. I would like to see all these schools kind of continue to rise in level of play. Yep. So really exciting there. No real breakdowns there. They don't share stats. Again, it's hard for me to do a breakdown.
Not our fault.
Yeah. Northeast
Conference at number 6, Long Island 0-7. At number 5, Mass Institute of Tech 1-6. Number 4 is Brown 3-4. Number 3, Iona 4-3. Number 2, Princeton is 6-1, and at the top, Harvard 7-0.
With a key win over Princeton. Now their next matchup against Princeton will be at Harvard this Sunday. We'll preview that in just a minute, but exciting conference here. Harvard, again, 11 field players, 2 goalies. I can't remember the last time I saw a team play everybody on their roster in every game. Excuse me. But excited for Harvard. Another team will be, we previewed Brown earlier in the season. We previewed Princeton. I think Brown has a lot of talent. If they're healthy, we'll see how this last round of games goes, this upcoming weekend. So exciting, really exciting weekend coming up for all these conferences. And of course, MPSF, here we go. This is a little off. Stanford 1-4, but Stanford has the head-to-head win over Cal. So technically they are ahead of Cal. USC 4-1, UCLA 4-1. USC has the head-to-head win over UCLA. So they would actually technically be ahead. So really this should be USC, UCLA, Stanford, Cal, but I don't, for whatever reason, this is the way the MPSF website has it. I don't know. So I can't change what's on these websites.
For these slides, for those who are just listening, we screenshot what the respective conferences have on their website, and we're sharing with you what they have. So we might have different thoughts about it, but that's what's up right now.
Yeah. It'll shake itself out. Now, so what does that tell you? Big wins this weekend for USC, UCLA. USC finally getting a win over Cal. That's a big one for them. USC, UCLA, they are in. They're both in. They're getting the at-large bids no matter what. They will train through MPSF. Who gets 1 and who gets 2 depends on their head-to-head coming up. So their head-to-head will be November 15th, I believe. That'll be at USC. USC winning the last matchup at UCLA. It's kind of a coin flip here. Remember, they've only faced once this year. It was a little rare for this late in the season for them to only played once and not meet in any other tournaments. So USC, UCLA, they are both in. They will train through MPSF. What that means is the teams who need a spot, like Cal and Stanford, probably going to taper. So we'll see a little higher level performance more than likely, or you would hope, going into MPSF. Now, here's where things get really spicy. Stanford and Cal have 1 game remaining between the two of them. It's their only MPSF conference game left. Stanford must win all their other games. They got Santa Clara and Pacific this week, Cal next weekend. Stanford leads this series 1-0. Okay? They are 1-0. If Cal wins on November 15th at 1 p.m. up at Cal, they're in. So long as Stanford does not win MPSF and Cal can win 1 game at MPSF. So if Cal wins, they're 1-1 head-to-head. If they face off against Stanford at MPSF, they have to win that game. They have to win that game. They cannot go 1-2 against Stanford or 0-3 and expect to get into the NC2A because the head-to-head would favor then Stanford. However, if Stanford wins, they're 2-0 against Cal. And the fact that Cal is 2-0, 2-1 against USC will not matter because USC is already in. And Cal will have a pretty tough road. They would have to win MPSF. So in short, whoever loses this game on November 15th pretty much has to win the MPSF tournament or they're out. Spicy. Really spicy. Which gives the MPSF tournament a little bit more meaning. Last year, Cal they won 1 game. They split with Stanford. They lost a whole bunch of other games. They weren't really in it last year. It felt like Cal was playing for the third at large bid. USC, UCLA. USC won the MPSF tournament. They kind of felt like they were on the fringe. For true or not, that's what they felt. They didn't win the MPSF tournament. I am curious to see how this shakes out, because Cal and Stanford play very different styles. Cal has yet to play a game with all their players available,
and they probably won't.
I mean, maybe they may go a whole season without playing a game with all their players available. They also don't look like, we'll break down the games this weekend a little bit here. Cal doesn't look like they found their groove yet. It's late in the season to be saying that, but I just don't think they found their rotations yet. Who are their 9 guys? Who are their true starting 6? I think you might still see them tinker and try some other things coming towards the end of the season here. Truly, I do. And they know that they have to win the MPSF tournament or just win a game, win versus Stanford and then win a game in MPSF. I think they're aware of that. But it's just weird. Just haven't seen it. Stanford, on the other hand, look, this has been the story for the last couple of years. Can they finish games? Right? Their defense has been good, not great in MPSF play. And they're just not finishing games. Now, part of that is a depth situation. I mean, you see Botan, for Gianpiero Di Martire, Ol, they're pretty much playing the whole game. Zelikov is coming in here and there. Indart and Menetsikanian are kind of rotating out in and out a little bit. You got Georgie, who I think right now is the best center in college water polo, and Will Schneider. Those are 2 elite guys. We've called them out for a long time. But after that, where do you go? I mean, from a perimeter standpoint, the reason that USC is such a bad matchup for them is USC is a lightning strike type team, and they score in bunches. And you saw that when they went on just a 6-1 run in the third. A lot of counter goals and whatever else. Stanford, can they finish games? Can they finish a game versus Cal? They did last time when they played Cal at Stanford. They're going to have to do it again. They're going to have to find a way to beat USC or UCLA in MPSF. I believe that in the MPSF tournament, because they may need to win the tournament.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the main call out here, I think, is that they're fighting for an at-large bid. However, compared to last year, there's a more realistic chance that the 4th placing team still has a shot of winning the MPSF championship, giving them that in to the NCAA tournament.
Look, the easiest way for them, go beat Cal at Cal. You do that, Cal's there. You're in the driver's seat. You lose that game, and Cal's kind of in the driver's seat because they've already got 2 wins versus USC.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. These are both programs, I believe, have gotten better throughout the season. I think we've seen the best offense from Stanford that I've seen in some time. Cal, they have the pieces. They got to put it together. They got to find it. We just haven't seen it yet. I don't think we've seen Cal play to what we expect them to play. And maybe this is who they are. Maybe not. We don't know. But for now, this is all we know. They're just not. They're not ascending at the rate I think some of these other teams are. They've got to figure it out, find who's going to work best together here at the close of the season.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. 3 stars. Clayton, take the first one.
Week 10 3 stars awards. First up, Luke Nelson, the Trojan, who's 3 for 5 for USC, all in the second half.
Yeah. And the dude was throwing bullets. I am so happy for Luke Nelson.
Connecticut product, by the way.
Connecticut product. He was like, comes out here from the East Coast. First year, just totally in a shell, kind of getting used to the West Coast game, the speed of college water polo. Second year, got a little bit better. I think we have still yet to see the best Luke Nelson.
I agree.
And I am so excited for this kid. He's got all the physical tools. It's coming to him. The big guys, 6'7", sometimes they take a little longer to develop, Clay. We've said this before, but the emergence of Luke Nelson has taken USC to another level, because now on your 1-2, Luke Nelson, Andre Grigorovich, Robert Duart. Oh, right? Because when you put Luke Nelson in that category, All of a sudden, you're going 3 guys, 2 of whom are 6'7" or bigger, and then Robert Lopez Duart, who throws seeds.
Yeah.
And like, that's an amazing 1-2 side. With Mihailo Vukovic, Brankovic played, I thought, his best game of the year, and it just takes USC to a whole new level. Vort, once again, stood out for me, but Luke Nelson, 3 goals in the second half, really fueled and fired up that USC offense in that second half with that 6-1 run in the third quarter of play. Congrats, Luke Nelson.
Yep. Calling out a line here from LMU, Tommaso Baldinetti. 3 goals, 5 assists versus Cal Baptist in that victory. He's had an up and down season, I would say, against his opponents. They knew that he was going to be an impact player for him going into this season. In some games, frankly, he's been kind of quiet, whether that was kind of more on his play or other teams having a good system to shut him down. But Tommaso showed why he's a stand-up player for LMU in this game. And you see it not just from these goals, but that he's a playmaker on that right-hander side. He's a right-handed 4-5 attacker making plays.
I love it. Baldinetti, the first order of business David Carrasco said when he took over the job at LMU was bringing Baldinetti back, because he was in the transfer portal as a graduate transfer. And Coach David Carrasco said, I got to bring this guy back. And he did. And he's a big piece for LMU. He's left-handed. He's very fast.
Sorry. Left-handed attacker. I said that was like, I don't think that's right. Left-handed
attacker. And he really fires up that offense and does a lot for them. You love to see a lefty who can pass really well. He can do both. He can score in bunches and passes really well. 5 assists is nothing to, that's amazing. Some guys don't get that in 3 games. So good for him. Huge win for LMU to beat CBU and knock them off. So we'll see how that shakes out towards the end of the season here and WCC conference play. Third one, Ryder Dodd.
Ryder Dodd.
Ryder called him out.
Ryder Dodd was Ryder Dodding against Cal, scoring 7 goals, 7 for 13 versus Cal in that victory there. He's a little bit more quiet in that Stanford game, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Wes, or is it USC? Which game was it?
He was quiet in Stanford. He was 2 of 8 against Stanford. Yeah. And I talked to him about it. I said, dude, what happened? He goes, dude, I had an off day. And he goes, I couldn't get a grip on the ball. They play teams not in MPSF, they use Cap 7, which I think these players really prefer. When they play teams in MPSF, they use Delfina. And from what he was saying, he just couldn't get a grip on the Delfina ball. He just was having a really hard time. And for whatever reason, it wasn't as hard on Sunday against Cal. So 2 of 8 Saturday versus Stanford. He would tell you he had an off day. That's a credit to Stanford. They did a nice job shutting him down. 2 of 8, you live with that. But 7 of 13, that's a lot of goals and over 50% shooting. Yikes.
Yeah.
Like a guy goes 3 of 6, 4 of 7. You're like, wow, that's an unbelievable day. He just went 7 of 13. It's hard.
Yeah.
You only get 30 shots. So if he shot all 30, they'd be at like 16 goals.
Yeah. That's a good way to think about it.
I'm just like, how does he's an unbelievable generational talent. We've said it before. If you get the chance to watch this guy shoot, he is 1 of 1. And I know there's comparisons to him and Tony Azevedo. I don't think those are going to last much longer. He's doing this at a level that we have never seen in my lifetime, maybe ever. And I know that I don't like comparing players from different generations to me, because Tony played at 30 meters, a very different, more physical game than today. Far fewer ejections and calls and whatever else. Ryder is the best we have seen of this generation, period. And I'm losing. I'm running out of words. There's not. I got to pull out Webster's here to find more adjectives to describe how his greatness. Truly a remarkable talent, and very happy for the guy. They haven't won anything yet. Well, they won last year, but this year nothing yet. They'll be the 1 or the 2 seed in NC2A tournament. We'll see how they do in 2 weeks versus USC. So that's what's left. Good. Congrats, guys. I know this is what all of you wake up on
That's right.
Tuesday morning when we release this, wondering if you got the star.
That's
So
right.
Luke Nelson, Tom Oswald, and the Eddie Ryder Dodd. Congratulations,
If
guys.
we ever have a Water Polo Wednesday cereal line, you guys might end up on the cover of it.
On the boxes. Yeah,
Yep.
cereal boxes. Love it.
Yep.
Key weekend matchups here.
Matchups. This upcoming weekend on the 8th of this fine month of November, 12 p.m. Davis at Long Beach State, ESPN Plus. Same day, 12 p.m., same time. San Jose State at CBU, again, ESPN Plus. Same day, same time on the 8th, LMU at Pepperdine, ESPN Plus. Same day, an hour earlier, Santa Clara at Air Force on ESPN Plus. And the next day, morning game, 10 a.m., Princeton at Harvard. So this is 10 a.m. Eastern time, mind you. So all these other games
7 a.m. Pacific.
So 10 a.m. Pacific. So that'll be 7 a.m. Pacific for the Princeton at Harvard, again on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, so 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, Princeton and Harvard on Sunday. I will be on the Stanford versus Pacific. I didn't have room. That'd be another good game, but it's not conference. These are all conference games determining seeding and whatever else. The game against Pacific is exhibition. It does not matter. The WCC is conference is decided for placement, or for seeding, I should say. A win here, though I will say a win for Pacific here would knock Stanford out of the at-large conversation. That would be the end of their season. They'd have to win MPSF. Full stop. So Stanford does have to win this game. Pacific can play very free. We'll see how much they've improved. I'm excited to see Yogadis, Boris Kashagal, Popovic, Garriga in the goal, and Buzagla. I've seen a couple of their games already this season. I'm excited to see how much Pacific has improved. I'll be on that game. That game will be on overnight, but all these other games will be on ESPN Plus. So there's a lot of games on ESPN Plus that I'm glad I have ESPN Plus, because I would hate to miss these games. But I'm not on any of these games, so I get to watch. I get to be a fan.
I'm not on this weekend, but I will have my last game call for LMU's home game against UCI next week. That'll be exciting.
That's right. Did you have the first game? No, they were at UCI.
Well, I had, sorry, that was their first home game hosting Stanford this season.
So you got their first home game, their last game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be on Stanford's last home game, which is Sunday against Pacific. So I'm kind of sad it's coming to an end.
It's been a lot, but it's been fun.
Okay, yeah. Ended on the positive. I want to thank everybody. Now, so our top 10 coming up here. So here we go. We have USC, UCLA. Frankly, we can't do ties. So I'm going to hold off just because USC has a couple losses to Cal. I'm going to hold off from moving USC up. I know they beat Cal. UCLA is still the number one team, only one loss. So if USC beats UCLA, like right now, this is the way I think for top two, this is the way the NC2A gets seeded. If USC beats UCLA, either now or MPSF conference championships, they will take the number one seed. So that's what's at stake in these games. So still something to play for. Stanford 3, I've moved them above Cal. Cal losing to USC and UCLA, I know they both lost. The head-to-head matters to me more than transitive. As we've seen, transitive property is not necessarily something that is a very reliable way to look at this. So Stanford moves to 3 for me. I think they're in the driver's seat, to be honest with you. They do have the head-to-head win. I've been a big fan of Stanford this year. I love the way these guys are playing. And I want to call this out just personally. The Stanford team has come together in a way that I kind of wondered if they would. They're playing really well together. You can see the positive energy among everybody else. It looks like they're having fun again. After what happened in this offseason, it seems like it's far in the rearview mirror. Credit to Flax and bringing this team together and the players for putting it behind them. Whatever adversity they went through, it seems like it doesn't exist. They're playing together as a team. And it's great to see these young men coming together, kind of storming, forming, norming now as they continue to march towards the end of the season. If you had told me that they would beat Cal this year, if you had told me that they'd have a legit shot at winning the MPSF conference and getting another a bid as an at-large to the start of the season, I might have scratched my head. I'm a believer in this team. I think Botan has found a groove. 4 has come to life. I think GP is facilitating really well. Ol is doing a lot on offense from a driving, facilitating standpoint. And I think the emergence of Alex Georgie as somebody who can play defense and offense has been the real difference maker for this team.
Huge, yes.
Huge difference maker for this team as they've risen and continued to knock around teams below them. So that game up at Cal, big one for them. It's put everything on the line, guys. I'm excited to watch. I'm going to try and get up there and watch that, have my Diet Coke, and just sit quietly as best I can. I'm not doing the broadcast for that, so I just get to go as a fan. So congrats, Stanford, thus far. Good luck the rest of the way. I'll see them twice this week. Santa Clara on Wednesday at home versus Pacific in their final home game before MPSF conference, which will be at Stanford. So we'll see how that shakes out. Then you got Fordham at 5. Again, I think they end the year at the NC2A 4 because only 3 teams above them are going to go. Pacific jumps to 6 with a convincing win over CBU.
Yeah.
Additionally, Davis lost and CBU lost. San Jose State moves up to 7, Long Beach to 8. Davis drops all the way down to 9 from 6. CBU knocked out of the top 10. Santa Barbara moving ahead of them with the win over Davis. I can't give Santa Barbara the advance over Davis. I think Davis has just been stronger all season. I got to give some credit to their unbelievably difficult schedule. Santa Barbara had some tough losses early on. You can't discredit that. I know they're earlier in the season, but you got to look at it holistically the best I can. I think this Davis Long Beach matchup is going to be a good one this weekend. Santa Barbara moving to 10, having a real shot at winning that Big West. And so what we saw early in the season was a lot of WCC. I think this reflects the RPI. Long Beach, Davis, Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
The Big West represented very well in the top 10 here.
Yeah. Not much more to add to it, frankly. We're at the tail end here. Boy, I think we're talking about doing some sort of slide or like a series of slides showing the movement of these team rankings over the course of us doing these episodes, and just how the jumbled middle had just actually gone all over the place. And it's been fun to see the movement at the top too. Stanford, we had one time at, kind of tied or closer to Fordham, right?
Yeah, 4-5. They started the season at 5.
There you go, at 5. And now here they are at 3, knocking on the door realistically for a title, and how strong they've come together. And like credits due to Flax, as you said, and all those athletes. But boy, having Georgie step into the role that he has been absolutely, I think, it has been an immense factor to their success. So kudos to them. But yeah, this is just as an exciting season this year, if not more so than last year. So things are good in the college water polo world.
Yeah, love it. I'm excited to see these seedings. We'll break down everything going into conference play. Remember, we'll do the conference interviews. We'll have all conference teams, Water Polo Wednesday, exclusive conference rankings in terms of like all conference best 7. We don't do multiples. We just do the top 7 in each conference. We'll look at stats. We'll look at data. We'll look at qualitative play, so on and so forth for each conference, the best that we can. I'm sorry, Mid-Atlantic. We don't have your stats, so you won't get any love. That's on you, not on us. And then we will have, all the interviews and, of course, the live stream of the WCC Media Day. Super excited for this. So we have interviews today. I wanted to get as many guys in here as we could to end the season. The first interview, the man who has stepped up and risen up. I am so excited about this. Charlie Mills. He has been a backup for the last couple of years to Bernardo Herzer. Bernardo Herzer goes out with an injury earlier in this season. Mills steps up, and man, has USC just been firing on all cylinders. Mills was the goalie for their win this weekend against Cal. He came in the second half, only gave up 3 goals in the second half to Stanford after Bernardo Herzer was pulled after giving up 6 goals in the first half and only having 2 saves. Mills only gives up 3, and they go on an inspired win. The key for me there, a lot of great passes by Charlie Mills on the counterattack. He hit Grgurevich, he hit Duart. Was great to see Charlie Mills. I am so happy for this guy. He's had quite a run, winning a silver at U20s, now taking over what I think the starting spot for USC as they march towards potentially a number 1 overall seed in the NC2A. Very happy for him. We've got him coming up. We got a couple others as well. So stay with us. We'll be right back with this interview with Charlie Mills. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have Charlie Mills, man, dude. What a weekend you've had. What a season for USC thus far. Not over yet. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Wes. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Of course. It's good to see you again. Last time we really chatted was Zagreb, Croatia, when you guys were winning silver there. And so excited to have you back on, or have you on the show, but good to see you again. You have had, look, your USC career is different than most in you playing the goalie position. You come into a very good team at USC, which is true of everybody who come into USC, but you play a position where only one player really plays 95% of the whole season. Talk to me about what this journey has been like for you these first few years here. You've got 2 more years of eligibility after this. So talk to me about what the second full season has been like for you and coming, through the program and kind of where you're at with things.
Yeah, our seasons always start this fall. This past season started, last year in December after the national championship, and we've been going ever since. So, Pete has done a great job of creating the competition between me and Bernardo and going back and forth. Both of us have been making each other better. And then this past season, we've been going back and forth. So to have, 2 goalies that can play and go back and forth is something really special that we have here. So I'm very, very excited for our team.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're from Northern California. How did you get to USC? Like what brought you down to SoCal?
Yeah, I'm from Marin, and I always wanted to play water polo down in Southern California. And SC, the school it is, and the people there, the team. I can go on and on about the coaching staff and whatnot, but it was definitely the perfect place for me.
Now, you guys talk about coaching staff. You've turned over a couple of coaches. This is the first year for Alexandru and Sasha to come in, Burkur, father-son duo, as these 2 assistant coaches. What's that been like? Do they fight like father and son, like brothers a little bit on the pool deck? What's it like to have family there on the pool deck?
No, yeah. Occasionally a little bicker here and there, but they're great. To have them both come in and have that father-son duo with us, it really creates that sense of family in the coaching staff and within the team. So, Alex relates to a lot of us well because he's a younger coach, and to have him, super dialed on all of our plays and film and helping us out on every turn is really good. So,
yeah, I love it. Great. You're such a humble guy, man. You're a real humble guy. I've known this about you, but that's all right. You have taken on kind of the starting role for USC. Bernardo, Bernardo first team All-American last year. Can't say enough good things about him. He got hurt earlier this year. It reminds me of kind of Cal Ripken Jr., who you probably don't remember, but Cal Ripken Jr. set the record for most consecutive games played in a row. That's redundant. Most consecutive games played in Major League Baseball. And he was on the bench for a long time. And when he got his shot, he played out of his mind and he hustled everywhere. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of you. You've kind of bided your time. You're now starting, right? You started versus Cal this weekend. You got the win. You came in the second half, only gave up, was it 2 goals? 3 goals, I think, in the second half versus Stanford. Just locked them down. You played against Stanford, I think, the last time you were up here, and got the start and the win then as well. What has this been like for you after kind of biding your time and now taking on a pretty substantial role here for the Trojans?
Yeah, like you said, I wasn't the main goalie the past 2 years at all, and you always have to be ready. So even with ever who's playing, whether it's Bernardo or me, we're getting in every quarter and warming up no matter what. Mm-hmm. Especially to have that ability to switch goalies back and forth. Not even if like one goalie's not doing well or one's doing super well, but to just change the energy and be able to mess with the shooters in general is a really cool thing. So yeah, I think, always staying ready, and I've had to, wait my turn, and we'll go back and forth. So like I said, I'm excited to see, what the both of us can do.
It's a real luxury to have the U20 starting goalie and then the backup to the senior team as your goalies. Like, I don't remember the last time that happened at one school, that you could possibly go back and forth, mess with shooters, as you've so eloquently put it. I think unbelievable opportunity for a team like the Trojans to be able to, change the energy, whatever it is, and not really lose much in terms of blocking ability. So as Bernardo has slowly come back, you've kind of risen here and really held down the fort for the team. Are you guys close? Are you guys best friends? Or are you like, we're acquaintances, we're teammates, or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone on our team is close, and I think also the very cool thing about me and Bernard is we're both captains together, along
Oh
with
wow, I
Andre.
didn't
So
know that.
we're both co-captaining, and I mean, we're always working together because it's team first and everything. And there's, we're both goalies trying to compete and make each other better, and ultimately win a national championship. So,
All right.
yeah,
Well, you guys have had a great season thus far. You're not done yet. You've beaten UCLA for the first time in 5 years in regular season. The last loss they had was also to you, and that was at the MPSF Conference Championship, where you guys qualified for NC2As officially by winning the tournament. So that was the last time that they lost. So their last two losses are both to you. Talk to me about what the rest of the season looks like. You've got Santa Barbara, then you've got UCLA, you've got the conference tournament and NC2As. How do you approach that? Like knowing that you're already in, is it any different than if you weren't already in?
I don't think there's any change. I mean, all of us on the team are full throttle. And like you said, although we're approaching the end of the season, there's still a lot of season left. And it's going to ramp up even more in our training. So, of course, it was nice to go 2-0, but, the job is not even close to being finished. And
Sure.
with MPSF coming up and then, hopefully NC2As, like in the past few years, it hasn't always been a certain that we're going to go. So, of course, it is a little bit of a weight off that, we're in better standing now. But, we're really looking forward to the UCLA game, going to be at home on our senior day. And then,
Yep.
hopefully we can win MPSF for I think it's the fourth time.
Yeah. Well, you won it last year. No reason you can't win it again with this squad
Right.
that you've got. You've got a couple of amazing additions to this team this year, two of which I'll call out. Mihailo Vukovic, a transfer Catino Award finalist, and Luka Krstić, who's been just really good in the center for you. Talk to me about what these new additions have kind of done for this team and rounded it out.
Yeah, so Strahina and Mitzi, I mean, like huge offensive threats for us. To have them come in, they meshed so well right away. We went on a trip to Puerto Rico, and to have them come in and mesh with us so quickly and so well. So it's been, of course, amazing. I mean, having Mitzi and being able to watch him, sling that ball on offense, and
It's a special thing.
Be a beast in the center.
Yeah.
Is amazing. I was fortunate to meet Strahina before he came in Zagreb.
Yeah.
So, two great guys, and, I'm very glad they're on our team.
Yeah, sure. Wouldn't want to play against them, though you've played against both. So there you go. Very cool. I'm curious of something more personal now, Charlie. Do you, when you start a season as a goalie, do you write out your goals? What is your process that you've relied on as a goalie? It's a little different, obviously, than field players, but what is your process to motivate yourself that you've relied on writing out your goals? Something like that younger goalies it's really helped you that maybe younger goalies could emulate.
Yeah. So I write out my goals, and of course they change every year.
Sure.
But I think one thing that's important is even when things aren't going your way, you have to keep your head down and keep going. Because the moment you give up, it's over. And I mean, for me, example, I didn't play. I've been the backup goalie and not playing, and to be able to keep my head down and keep going, it pays off. So definitely, writing out your goals is good, and being able to support the team in any way I can, and figuring out your roles on the team, and whether it's a different one that you didn't want or one that you're working towards, just to keep going in general, has always been super helpful for me.
Yeah, I love it. Writing down your goals, they say, one of the most important things you can do. When I was young, I had a ladder in my room and I had these sticky notes. I think my mom even taped them permanently, but there was all these goals that I had throughout high school, and I just kept adding to it. So this whole side of this ladder is still full of these sticky notes at my childhood home. Yeah. So I love to hear that. I think it's so important for young kids to realize that when you write something down, it becomes far more real, much more likely that you're going to achieve it. Charlie, I want to thank you for coming on here. I think I could keep asking you questions all night, but I do want to turn it over to you. Is there anything you'd like to share with kids out there, with goalies out there, that you think is really important, to play at a D1 top 2 university for water polo in the country?
I mean, like I said earlier, I would just keep going. The goalie position is extremely mental, and like you said earlier, only one goalie does play, but in my case, that's not always true. We have goalies that go back and forth. So, your time will come, and you always need to stay ready, whether it's getting in the quarter, warming up, and just understanding your role and always being ready for that opportunity to come.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's always great to see you. Appreciate you taking the time on a school night. You got 4 games left in the regular season, if you will. Two regular season, 2 conference. And then we'll be seeing you up here in Northern California at Stanford at the NC2A. So congrats thus far on a great year, but job's not done. Just to get after it. Don't pick your head up 1 second and admire yourself just yet. They say we are most vulnerable when admiring our own success. So remember that if you can. So, all right, my man. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you taking the time. We'll chat with you soon.
Thank you so much, Wes.
All right.
Man, great interview, Wes, with Mills there. Love that guy. He's been around our crew for a minute, and as you called out earlier, just stepping in when he's needed and fulfilling the role that he has. It's inspiring.
To me, the goalie position is so tough to be a backup goalie, because only one goalie plays. Like, you could have 2 centers on a double post. You have 2 defenders. You got a lot of field players.
3 centers. You got
3
centers.
Go
deeper. Yeah.
But the goalie position, you don't see subs. And for him to come in, and the humility it takes to come in and have the confidence to just be like, I'm here now, I'm going to play, dude, I'm just so impressed with this guy. We know how good Bernardo Herzer is. For him to step up the way he has and not ever, be ready so he doesn't have to get ready. Just awesome.
Last up, we're going back to the Coliseum. We're going back to USC, talking to one of our, again, favorites. We have a lot of favorites. Robert Lopez Duart.
Yeah. This guy, what a talent he is. Can't wait to break this down with him in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. A really special opportunity here. Kind of the leader, the man among men, Robert Lopez Duart at the USC, University of Southern California Trojans. Dude, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah, of course. We've been big fans of yours. I've known you for a couple of years now. And it's been a lot of fun to watch you kind of grow into the player you are. You had immense potential. Going back a couple of years, you started at Long Beach and you moved to USC in your sophomore year. You've been there now. You're in your 2nd season there. Do you feel like, hey, you're home? Like, you're ready to roll. This is your place. And that transition is behind you at this point.
Yeah. Like, now I'm at USC for like 2.5 years almost. So yeah, I feel like more of that. I know all the people, like the incoming freshmen. Also, like, it's like people that they are gonna grow up with me.
Yeah.
And, the seniors that now are seniors, I've been with them for like 3 years almost. So yeah, I think we are like in a great moment.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You guys are really showing that you're coming together, right? Like, you're really showing you're becoming a team. USC first win against UCLA in 5 years in regular season. I was there last time you beat UCLA at the MPSF Conference Championship. Turn yourself, obviously you were going to the NC2A, I think anyways. This year's a little different. You guys have some tremendous talent. I think the most talented team we've seen of USC in some time, not the least of which yourself, but also bringing in Mihailo Vukozic. Talk to us about what that's like to bring in an addition like Vukozic from the transfer portal. Strahinja Kirstic, Jack Martin. These are big additions for you guys in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's true. We have like good players. Like, as Mihailo, he's like amazing player, amazing shooter, amazing defender.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, he's an amazing person. Like, it's a good person to be around.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and also like, yeah, the freshman Strahinja, great guy. Like, he'll love to work hard. And yeah, the other, like you mentioned, like, for example, Jack Martin, he's a person to be around also.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Kind of that personality. Every team needs one of those guys that like pumps everybody else up. He gets all jacked up. You can see him, no pun intended. You can see him in the pool, how he gets really excited. Bringing over Mihailo is really given a balance to your team. You obviously had Jack Vort and Stefan Brankovic on the 4-5 on the right side. You've got yourself. Luke Nelson has emerged this year. Andre Grgorovic, who's a senior, arguably one of the best trios in the country on that left side. Vukacic seems like this missing piece for you. I don't want to talk too much about him. This is about you. But what's it been like? Now you have a squad. You've got depth. You've got talent that can score from every position. Are you giving up shots normally you would take? Do you feel like, hey, I can give the ball to anybody on my team and they're going to score?
I mean, yeah. Now, like when I have the right position to score, like I see like in the other side, Jack Ward, Stefan, Mitzi, whoever. Like I know they can do it also. So like maybe like get an extra pass, set them up. Like that's also like good for me. So I don't have like to take like this pressure that you try to put to yourself. You can rely on them because we have like great players that they developed during the years. As Luke Nelson,
Yeah.
he was great this weekend. He was like
Great this weekend.
man of the match,
Great.
100%.
Yeah.
The moment that he needed to be, he was there. He scored. He celebrate. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That shows like Pinta work with his players like Jack Ward, like also like from a freshman year that I don't know if he play a lot, but like now he's a great player. He scored every important game. He's
I
there.
know.
So that's the thing that we needed.
Arguably the best player to come out of Sacred Heart Prep up here in Northern California, certainly on the national stage. I don't remember the last time a graduate from Sacred Heart, who's the dominant powerhouse here, there's a lot of great players that have come out of that school. But Jack Vort, I think by far the most successful of the players to come out of that school. I mean, he's at USC. He's playing in national championship games. He's scoring in NC2A semifinals and finals. It's an incredible feat. And I mean, great compliment to have somebody on that right side, right? You give that up and there you go. So, you played in Spain. You grew up playing for CN Barcelona. Andre Josep was your coach before coming here. We know and love him very much. Talk to me about like the difference. I'd love to know the difference. Young Robert Lopez Duart coming from CN Barcelona. How was it so different in Barcelona versus playing here in the States?
I feel like I was much younger when I started playing for the senior team. I was like 15, like with Victor first. Victor Gonzalez was my first
Yep.
coach. So he was an amazing coach. Like
Yeah.
he teach me a lot. I was with like all heads like Blay Merak, Olympian, Ruchet Aoui, Olympians, Perastran, like amazing players like Adrián Delgado, also Olympian.
Yep.
So it was like kind of difficult. I was there, I was 15, 16 year old, like I want everything. I want to win. I want to play. I'm 15 and they're like, you need to calm down. I was like, that's not for me. I'm not calming down. I'm like, I want to make the next step. Like, I want
Yeah.
to be part of this team. Like, and this was difficult at the beginning because I couldn't handle it. I wanted to
Yeah.
play and I didn't get why. I know I was like maybe like 30 pounds less. So yeah, that was also like challenging. The players like push me and
They
I was
shove you
falling
around. Yeah.
like 2 meters back. So yeah, but they teach me a lot how to like develop me as a person and as a player.
Yeah.
And after like
And
I was growing up and I keep like having more minutes. And when Victor left, then is when I start like talking to like the US college. And so when I come into Long Beach, Andre came as a head coach of CNB. So I couldn't like he was not my coach, but like yeah, I go to practice in Barcelona with him. Like we have a great like relation.
yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure at some point you'll want to go back. I mean, you've got, I think you have Olympic aspirations to play on the Olympic team for Spain, one of the best teams in the world. So no small feat there. Talk to us about now. You've got you're almost all the way through the season. You've got a game against UCLA in a couple of weeks, MPSF tournament. Pardon my ignorance, but I'm not sure how many more games you have other than that coming up. Talk to us about the approach as you go into knowing that I think you pretty much have the at-large bid locked up. I know you've got Santa Barbara this weekend, but what is the approach for the remaining few games as you kind of go through the end of the season into MPSF conference play where you have kind of the at-large bid locked up? So that's never in your career, that hasn't happened yet, right? You weren't for sure last year, and your freshman year at Long Beach, you had to win that conference in order to make the NC2As. So now it's a little bit different, right? The perspective changes. How do you approach the last few weeks of the year here heading into conference and NC2A play?
I mean, I think we have like the same mindset, like keep grinding, it's time to
Yeah.
grind. So now we know it's all about like being focused on practice, like keep like working hard, keep like getting mad with each other in practice, because this is like the best that we can get about us. About us, for example, like when we get mad like in practice, like these emotions that came out, and like Pinta needs to handle it. That's, I think it's very good for our team, because we have like big heads, like some egos, but like we are all control. We know what we want to do. We're like ready to fight for each other. So like that's good. Now we had like a bad period like at the beginning when we had the two losses against Cal. I think it was our worst moment of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We had like a couple meetings as the team. We had some issues, yes, but like it's a team, so we love each other and we talk about it. And now it's from there. I think it's the best thing that could happen to us. Like lose against Cal twice, like make us realize that we're not that good. So heads down, keep working.
I love it. Heads down, keep working. We like to say that a well-timed loss can do wonders for a team if you let it. If you let it. If you agree to grow from it and acknowledge the mistakes you were making. And certainly you've avenged that loss with some gusto. I mean, you really took off on Cal. My goodness, that second half that Luke Nelson led against Stanford, guys coming together as a team. For my money, this is the best I've seen USC play in years. So that's really exciting. So now you're heading in. Obviously, you don't know if you're going to be one or two in the NC2As, MPSF. You're going to be one or two, kind of regardless. Is it easy to kind of relax and be like, well, we've got it, or you guys just totally focused, training hard every day, nonstop grind type of thing?
Yeah, we don't want to stop. Like we don't
Mm,
care about like who's our next rival. Like this week Santa Barbara, okay. Next week UCLA, let's go.
love it. Love it. So it doesn't even phase you. This is a season mission, not a just beat UCLA mission. This is a win the season type of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. What's the hardest thing you guys do in practice, Robert?
Oof. The hardest thing is wake up early. For me, at least. We have like a couple of mornings this week, and it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Yeah. But all for the good. Enjoy it while
Yeah,
you can, because when it's over, man, it's over. Like you're not going to get to do any more of this stuff. So enjoy it while you certainly can. Talk to me about something, hey, you feel like was the biggest challenge in coming to USC for you as a young lad, if you will. The biggest challenge for you in making that move.
I mean, for me, it was my English. My English was really, really, really bad.
I don't know
So
about this. I spoke to you when you were still at Long Beach and you were moving. It seems like I mean, you seem to have decent English. It's better now, but all right.
yeah, I had a tough moment. Yeah, and also I went to Long Beach. It was like, okay, I know the team now. I know everyone. I start like speaking English because I had like a couple of Spanish on my team. So now transferred to USC. No one speaks Spanish because Bernie was with the senior team, so he wasn't there for 2 weeks. No one can speak Spanish. I'm like, I feel alone again. No
Oh
friends.
no. Oh no.
Yeah, it was
Oh
really
man.
tough at the beginning, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Well, look, you've been amazing and thank you so much for taking the time to do this on a school night late in the season like this. We feel really honored about this. I'd love to open this up for you and anything you have to share for people thinking about coming abroad, guys like Sabade, who may be coming and joining, a team here soon. Um, undetermined as of now, but like, what are some things you can share for young kids out there that is made you so successful as being kind of this go to guy for USC, a leading scorer, kind of the leader on the team.
I mean, it's to be honest, it's not gonna be easy, but like it's an opportunity that you need to take. Like I think it's the best that I've done in my life coming to the States. Like this American culture about like loving everything, loving the sport, loving to go to class, having like the college experience. This is by far the best that you can live as a human being. So I will like push them to come, try to come, like no matter where, try to live this experience, try to learn another language. So 100%. Like a lot of Spanish people like text me like, "Hey yo, what's the steps I need to follow? can I put you in my CV, like your number as a recommendation? It's like, yeah, of course, we know each other.
Yeah.
We went to the same high school, so yeah, you have any questions, text me.
I mean, you're an inspiration, dude. Like, whether or not you want to know this, like, you're an inspiration. There aren't a lot of guys that have your talent that come over here and, you know, get an education and do what you're doing. It's just not common. And, you know, making you very uncommon. Part of why we feel so lucky to have you here. And I think that's great advice for those guys. Work as hard as you can for anybody, really, right? Like, this is the hardest sport in the world. You got to work hard. That's all there is to it, man. So, dude, I love that. I love that very much. Those are the only questions. That's all the questions I got for you. Anything else you want to add? I mean, this is wide open at this point.
I mean, thank you for getting me, like, for like giving me these compliments. Like, I love LA Athletic Club. You know, I play for you in senior national.
Yeah.
I love to play with Varga, with Sergi Cabanas.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to play this sport. I play this sport because I love that. Like, in the moment that I stop loving the sport, I think you cannot do it. It's not like another sport. You need to love, be in love.
You're right. It's not like you can't basketball. You can show up and shoot hoops. Soccer, you can kick a ball around. Football, you can throw the football around, run around a little bit. Water polo, if you don't love it, it is too darn hard to play.
Yeah.
So I love it, man. Well, Robert, thank you so much for taking the time, dude. It's great to see you. Really appreciate you being here. And, you know, it means the world to us that you take the time. Good luck the rest of the way. You've got a couple of big games, UCLA, Santa Barbara, MPSF conference. And we'll be seeing you, I'm sure, at NC2A up here at Stanford. So thank you, man. I appreciate it very much.
Man, love Robert. So humble. And what an athlete, obviously.
He's
Robert,
special,
thank you
man.
so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, love getting the chance to talk to Robert. He is special. I mean, we look at the guys we've had today. Apostolos Iogatis, special. Charlie Mills, special. Robert Lopez Duart, I mean, special. These guys are incredible. And Robert, no exception there. The guy is an absolute monster in the water at both ends of the pool. And I've been just so impressed with his development. He's in his second year at USC now, as we talked about. He's got 1 year left. To me, I think it's crazy. He's crazy. He's got another year.
No, surely this is like his senior season.
I know.
Right?
He's got so good.
Yeah, or his final season at least, right?
He's so good. But really, really looking forward to the finish of this year. I mean, he is leading this team. So excited for him. Again, feel very privileged to have these guys on the show. So that'll wrap it up for us. Our longest episode, I think, ever, Clayton.
Monster episode.
But we had to get a monster episode. This is big. This is really big. I mean, it's been a great season. We had to include some standout guys that really deserve the love. And want to thank everybody for joining us, bearing with us on this long episode, but be sure to spread the word. We'll see you on the streams this weekend. And of course, next week, we'll have some more and our predictions this weekend. So thank you everybody for joining us and all the support. Don't forget to subscribe and become a member if you feel like supporting the show. Remember, guys, life is short.
Score goals.
I love it. We'll see you soon.